Righto, so welcome back. Turns out I'm still waiting on parts. So we're going to start on this weight reduction system. So first off, we need to pull out the drive shaft and then the little U-bolts that hold on the side steps. Drop out the exhaust and then I can drop the fuel tank. So you know, yeah, very good. Solid hour and a half work just to drop the fuel tank. Probably don't really need to, but it's 20 kilos I don't need to carry. Mind you, I could just plumb the back one in and be done with it, and it'd be way easier. We'll see what we decide. So to make this suck fuel properly, I had it feeding off the bottom of the tank because the factory line out the top wasn't enough. So I've got to put the bung back in there shortly, but I had the fuel line running up here, up to this cross member to my Holly Blue. But this is sitting right under my driver's seat and it does my head in. So the plan is to move that to the back behind the rear fuel tank. So I've got to rerun the power lead and all that sort of stuff, which isn't too bad. But first things first, disconnect this, undo all the bracketry and get it out of here, and then figure out how to mount it in the back somewhere. Alright, I got one undone. Let's get this other one undone. Oh. Who knows if this is going to work well or not well. I don't know if there's any fuel left in this. I don't think. Ugh. Anyway, well, there's fuel. Let's run down my arm. There it is. Got the snip this. Cut the snip. Yep, snip this. It's off. Right, now I just need to get that ground wire from up there. Okay. Holly Blue is out. Okay, it's sitting over my drive. Oh no, now it's in the oil. Oh, great. Okay, I've just tried to rectify that. Right, so let's get this sucker off of here. The driver's seat is here. All right there. That's why it's so loud under my bum. Because it's right under my bum. So my front driveway looks like a bomb site right now. I've just got pieces everywhere. Tools everywhere, just scattered. To say the least. Alright, so it's going to whack this lovely joiner in. Alright, right here's my fuel line I've pulled through. Whack the I don't know if I've got the hose clamps on back to front to each other, but oof, OCD's just going to have to deal with that, I think. Okay, that's way too tight because I'm busting all the rubber out through the holes. Yep, sure, good. That won't leak. So the plan is, there's our sub tank here. Got the fuel line right here. So I've got to figure out how to. Ultimately, I'd like to mount it on the back edge of this little frame behind the sub tank. That's nice and protected. Run the fuel line across the top and just have it hidden up here. And then this one, I'll just run up straight to the pump. That shouldn't be too bad. No, everyone will see this because I don't have anything else back here to hide it. Oh, let's see what happens. So I started making up a new power cable and it's just black the whole way. So that's going to run all the way back. So this relay here, that's the one that goes to the fuel pump, and it's the cable that goes down through there, down under there and there, that red one. So I'm going to replace that with the black one. Up there I can zip tie to anything. Can you see it? Let's have a look. None of it. Ow! Oh, what's up here? Oh, look at that. I can get it right here. Looks like a factory mount to me. Whoa! Come back. Where are you going, little fella? Don't lay over. It's your turn to lay down. Can you still see it? I don't even know if you could see it in the first place. Some dirt in my eye. Look at that. Alright, so what we've done now is we're now feeding off the back tank. Coming up, put a piece of plate in behind here, drill a couple of little holes so I could put a zip tie on there. Comes up to my inline filter. So in out obviously. So I got to go to Bunnings and buy another one of these little type of hose clamps because it's so much easier to just grab that, rip it out so you can maintain the filter. Fuel pump. Now, I don't know if you can see up here. Can you see that? Whoa, dropped it. So right there's my ground now, straight to the chassis. And power lead is up there. So I've run a much bigger power cable around the both sides of the ground back to bare metal, so it should be really good. Nice positive ground. I flipped the switch just to test it and I'm like, is it even working? I had to come right back and put my ear against it. Mind you, there's no fuel in it because I've put a sealant in that thread, so it's got a gasket washer, reducer, elbow, because that thread is a weird size and it's just a real nightmare to fun thing to make it work. So you put a bit of gasket sealant on the thread as I put it in, so it takes 24 hours to cure. So hopefully this afternoon I'll chuck some fuel in it, see how it goes. Hopefully no leaks, see how loud that is. But in the meantime, I'm going to change the secondary jet in the Carby. And I might just give this a bit of a rattle can just to get rid of the bare metal, because no one wants that left in their car. So that's the progress on the fuel pump. So it is actually much slower, but previously I had it mounted probably up here somewhere under the driver's seat. So it's probably a good 10 centimeters lower, so it'll be good for the fuel pump. Should keep it a bit cooler, get better fuel flow through it. Righto, so Carby's off. Let's rip this sucker apart, eh? So, just last time I did this, I dropped, I don't know if it was this linkage or this linkage, I dropped one of them while I was moving around. And it was at the drags, in the grass, and it was gone. And it literally, I think it was that one, literally took us close to 45 minutes to find it, and it was right in front of the front, right in front of the front tire. Like, it was very annoying once we found it, but we found it, and that's all that matters. Alright, so what I'm doing is I'm going to change out the secondaries. I think I've said this multiple times already. So this is your primary jet and metering rod. So you change it out and it's just a thinner or thicker version of this. You can also change your springs depending on your vacuum of your car. I didn't need to undo them all the way either, by the way. Literally you undo it 2 threads, they spin out of the road. But I'm just pulling it out while I'm going. So the ones we're changing, so I don't know if you can see in here, but this one here, where are we? Here, this one here, that's your main jet. The one I want to change is the one down in here, which you probably can't really see, not the best light. Yeah, you can sort of see it. Anyway, that's the one I want to change. So I'll show you on the chart what we've got in here now. On my little toolkit. So let's strip the Carby down. Things you want to look for, make sure you got enough distance in here. It should be, I think it's the 9/16 drill bit should fit in here with your gasket on. And That means your float will sit high enough not to shut the seat properly in here. And then when it opens up, you want it to open up basically till it touches the bottom of the bowl. That way it opens up, your needle opens up fully in here. I don't know if you see it moving. I think you can see it. You can see it open and close. There you go, that's what it does. So just need that to work correctly. So I'll rip these out and I'll put them in a bigger one. So going by this, we are stock, should be a 095 jet. So I can put in, I'll probably just go up to a 098 or I got a 99, because at the moment I'm here on my chart with my metering rods. So if I put a bigger secondary in, it might just let it flow through a little bit better and might be able to bring us back down and give us a bit more tunability with our fueling on this Carby. So yeah, so that's my little jets all in here, the ones I've got available. Righto, so what I just ended up doing was, this one came out okay, but this one I sheared off the whole side of the brass jet. So I put the easy out in it and then snap that off in it as well. So we end up punching the easy out through, drilled a hole in it, put a bigger easy out in it and pull it out that way. Good thing I got mates that know what they're doing a bit more with that side of the world, because that's not my scene. But anyway, let's get this sucker back together. So I'm just going to leave all the fueling as it is for now. I know I've got a bigger secondary metering jet in the bottom, but I'll just see how it goes before I go tinkering anymore. So to test it while it's under vacuum, engine running, you undo the screw, you just flip this little thing out of the road, and this will say suck down, and it should just sort of sit here like so, and then when you give it a heap of revs, it'll suck right down. So, everyone that doesn't like an Edelbrock, I actually find them quite easy to work on and quite easy to adjust. But all your basic changes can be just done with changing out the metering rods. If you want to go too far down, you just undo your screws, you go down and you change out your jet in the bottom. Now, right now, I have the biggest jet that I have in my arsenal for both primary and secondary jets. So, cannot give it any more than that. Yeah, so you don't need to pull them all the way. As I said earlier, it's literally loosen it and that just spins out of the road and you can change it. And change it over to a different one. Takes 2 minutes at most. Oh, and then you don't line stuff back up properly and yep, there we go. So these 3 holes are depending on how fast you want your accelerator to come on. So obviously just leverage. You put it in the smallest hole, the accelerator pump will just kick quicker. Which, for the power level I'm putting out, I don't need it to be any quicker than it is already. There you go, Edelbrock back together. So, ended up giving it all the way to the smallest linkage, so it should be quicker fuel pump. Alright, let's go bolt the sucker back in. So I don't know if you can see, but I've just pulled off the heater hose to the inside heater hose, the slide that adjusts the cold to hot bit. Doesn't do slide things anymore, so I'm just going to remove one of these hoses fully and just loop it between each other, so that way just go from here. I don't see. Just loop those two. That way there. Not hanging over the engine bay. Just make it look a bit tidier. It's looking messy. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not a neat engine bay. It's still got all the 2H wiring in here. And we haven't run the fuel pump since I've just relocated it yet, so I'll do that in a minute too. Alright, get these springs hooked up. I should chuck the accelerator on first. Now, I've loaded this thing up with all the springs, just so that way I know that it's not going to fail on me and get stuck with the accelerator open. So, why do one spring when you can do all the springs? I think you meant to have two, but I don't know, I didn't think that one was much and that one was okay, so I added another one. Oh, hold on, there you go. Sorry, those two springs and that spring, so it, yeah, retracts real well now. Right, so as I was saying, blocked off the heater supply and return, or whichever way it goes, and then I'm just going to loop that in there just to get rid of that hose. Now, I was bleeding the brakes yesterday, nothing coming out the back driver's side, so I just had to go buy some more fluid just to make sure. I don't want to suck this thing dry and then have to do it all again. So I'll chuck some more fluid in there. I really should have sucked that out. Maybe I can do that. I'll suck that out first and then I'll work on the rest, because there's some chunky bits coming out of the back ones. Well, back passenger side still needs something. Alright, let me do that, and then we might start finishing off. I don't know where I'm at. The video could be everywhere. I've done this in so many different fashions. It got hot out here this afternoon, so I moved on to the Carby because it was inside in the shade, not in shed. Alright, next. Chuck 20 litres in the back tank. Doesn't look like there's any leaks. So just turn the fuel pump on and check our fuel system out. Oh, need the key. So any fuel pressure anytime soon. I hope you got fuel pressure. Oh, listen. Hear it in the bowls. Yep. I think we're out of gear. We'll just kick it in the guts, see what happens. Yep. And that's cold start. How good's that? Love this car. And no leaks. No leaks under here anywhere. No leaks up here anywhere. So that'll finish off. Air filter on. So you let it warm up and top up the water. And then I think next video we'll do a new tyre combo and take it for a burn. A mess to clean up. Alright. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you very soon.